So yesterday I put the BAREROOT roses to soak, and I am now going to pot them up. All of them except 3 or except 2 are gonna be put in here, in these, and they're gonna be put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. And or I might do something different. I might leave space in between, because these will grow, and maybe I will put the smaller plants in between so they can grow into them and into that space. So the rose will grow up to here, for example, instead of just to here. And now I will have a plant here that maybe is a bit more compact. So I will see. I can always move them around. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these. They don't need to be propped up now, because these are very tall. So if they are on the pallet, they're still gonna be higher than that. So yeah, well, it would be high enough. So yeah, it's fine. We don't have to have this. Although they are not a problem either. So yeah, we'll see. And the other thing is, so I'm gonna lay them down like this, and I'm gonna put about 1/5 of compost inside of topsoil, not compost. And then I'll put the BAREROOT roses, and then I'll fill it up with the rest of the potting soil. And then I'm going to use that water to water them all. And I'm probably gonna be using a lot more water than that, actually. So yeah, and then there's 2 climbers that are going to be put in a bigger basket, probably. So we'll see. I may just but anyway, I already have these pots ready, so I'm gonna put them in there, and 2 in the climbers are gonna be put in this place, because well, they're gonna have a higher, they're gonna grow up taller, and I don't want them to shade these. Although in the summer that will be an advantage. So again, this is something I can change later, so I don't need to worry about it now. Just quick go through these plants here. This is growing by the day. It's incredible. I'm expecting, okay, we have another bloom. This one is bicolored. That's great. So we'll see. And these ones are about to open. This is bicolored as well. And these ones are the white fragrant ones. So let's do this. They are all in there. I just need to fill the pots now and then transfer them on top of there. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24, 26, 28, 29. It took all of these bags, more than 10 bags, to fill these, and they're not even totally full. I could have gone like a few more centimeters further up, but anyway, it's not too bad. I can always change that, I can always raise that, and I have done so with some already. So I put I used a correction pen to write the names on them. I can't afford to make any mistakes on the variety. So I will also put my own labels in the substrate, just to be sure. And then, so my mistake was I should have put the taller ones here, because the sun will come that way and then it will shade them in the afternoon, shade the others. And also, but if I put, but it won't shade them in early morning, which is the sun I want them to get. So yeah, I will transfer some, even though they're heavier now that I've watered them, but anyway, it's fine. I will transfer the shorter ones on that side, so they get the sun first thing in the morning. And so what I've done with watering, I first went over them, like just it wouldn't have been more than half a liter for every pot at first. I wanted the water to start to saturate the top layer and some of the bottom layer as it moved down. And it was interesting to see when I did water them, the water straight came through. Even though we went through all of that substrate, the half a liter of water just went through very quickly. So yeah, I sort of expected that, but and that's why I watered once like that, just a sprinkle, and then I went through and used the water I had them soaking for over 12 hours. Or about, it would have been 15-16 hours. And then I went over again after 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then I went over again right now. And you can see it's dripping. So as the water moves down, it starts to saturate all of the substrate. I don't think it did all of the substrate now, but I care about it should be enough for the roses to be taking in water. And in a couple of days I will water again, and eventually all of it will be uniformly moist. And it's not like the potting soil was bone dry. It wasn't. It had some moisture, so I'm not worried about the roots drying out. And in any case, they've been soaking, so they are saturated. The cells inside are saturated. So yeah, and the weather is it's not hot, so I'm not worried about it. What I have to do within the next day, today or tomorrow, I have to cover. So I did put some extra potting soil on top as mulch, and it was also a way for me to cover my mistake of not putting enough. Some of them I did raise, some of them were really low, so I put more substrate, and then I just did this, shake them up and pull them up a bit, so the substrate will fall under them, and then I topped it up. So I have to also put cardboard and cover roughly every area, every spot, except the crown, because well, at the moment it's not that big of an issue in terms of the weather. In fact, I would rather it be exposed, so we don't get diseases. But I just thought a minute ago about the cats going in the substrate and digging, and well, you know what happens then. So I have to protect them for that reason also. It gets messy. It's not as bad as I thought. I'll just clean it up and we should be fine. All of these I will put inside 1 or 2 bags, and then I'll sort them out. They will be reused. I will talk about that at another point. So in the end, I didn't do 1, 2, 3. I did, well, as you can see, except this spot here. I wanted them more on this side because they get more sunlight here. Just because the sun right now is getting lower, so but anyway, I can always move them. But I should have been a bit better at planning ahead. So yeah, I did this. So I'm not sure what you call this pattern, but anyway, if I did it opposite, then there would have been, so one, they don't fit, the top of them doesn't fit, so they bump into each other. But if I do it like this, they don't, and I use the space more effectively. Now I didn't end up taking them down for now anyway. I want them, so they are going to sprout, they are going to put on some new growth anyway, I'm expecting. So you can see it's coming up there and there. So I was thinking that I want to keep the roots warm, so raise them up so they get more sunlight, and because the black color absorbs heat, then or it doesn't repel it, I guess, then the roots will keep warm, and then the plant will do what it does faster. And I'm hoping that they don't get they grow enough, they mature enough, so that they don't have a problem with the winter. And you can see, so there's some exposed roots. I'm gonna put that in, okay. And this one as well. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's it on the roses for now. So I ended up having more plants here. The other thing, I wrote on the, so this is the variety President Hoover. This is a very big climber. It says 3 to 5 meters, and which should be 15-20 feet, something like that. So I put climber on so that I know what they're gonna do, basically, so I can place them appropriately. And then I did so I said I was gonna plant the fruit trees next year inside the baskets, or probably I would. So I am using this one specimen as an experiment, which is not a good experiment because you have to have a big enough sample size, and anyway, but I'm trying it anyway. And I did transfer it in here, and it looks like a good size one for it. This isn't that vigorous of a variety, but it's still a fig, so I'm expecting it to, you know, fill this up relatively quickly. So what I did, there's cardboard underneath to hold because the holes underneath are a bit bigger, if I'm not mistaken. But in any case, there's cardboard underneath. Around, there's nothing yet. But the theory is the roots will poke through, they'll meet the dry air, and it will be, the tip of that root will die, will be destroyed, and that will encourage branching out of the fibrous roots. I've explained that before at some point, some previous video. And again, the bag is to act as a pot dish. So when I water, the excess water will, well, it's excess, but the thing is, during summer, or even not in summer, when you put water, it doesn't mean that the excess water is not, it does not have, it doesn't mean that when the excess water comes out, it's actually excess. So meaning the substrate is actually saturated, because some of it escapes before saturating everything evenly. So what happens is I'm gonna put, obviously I know just about how much, or I will know just about how much water I will need to put in, so it doesn't get waterlogged for several hours or days. But in any case, let's say I watered now, and the water, some of the water came out. If you leave it, it will slowly, the substrate will slowly absorb that, which means it wasn't saturated, so it didn't reach all the spaces of the substrate. So even if the substrate was saturated, though, let's just say it was, technically it was fully saturated, if it's warm enough, which is very easy to be warm enough in Cyprus, from April until September, it's easily warm enough. The water, actually excess water, will be absorbed in a matter of probably minutes, depending on how much excess there is. And that's that. I will leave this here. So I've disturbed the roots, I will say significantly more than the other figs I've transplanted. So yeah, I'm just gonna be extra cautious and leave it here, even though I don't think it's gonna have a problem even if I put it with the rest, where they get a bit more direct sunlight. But I will leave it 5 more days, maybe a week, maybe, yeah. And then I will put it with the rest of its family. And the other is, let me see. So I put the rooted cuttings here. I don't know, I have an issue with the rooster there. Maybe he's gonna find them interesting. We'll see. I may have to do something about it. Maybe either move them or do something else. And maybe the cats will also destroy them when they chase each other. Tinery. And yeah, that's it for now.